Hey there everyone, Carl here with Trilobyte Studios. As you've seen in the previous video, for the month of October we're looking at cryptids, and rating them on the scarometer from 1 to 10, with each progressive episode being a little more scary or bizarre. This week's cryptid is a level 3, but will be the first winged cryptid in our series. He relentlessly chases down his victims from the sky, and is possibly an omen of bad luck. It's often seen before tragedy strikes in its area. This episode, we're looking at the infamous Mothman. Mothman is said to reside in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, located in Mason County by the Ohio River, at the mouth of the Kanawha River and just to the northeast of Huntington, West Virginia. This creature is interesting because the exact date of the first sighting has been documented. On November 12, 1966, in Clinton, West Virginia, gravediggers were working in the cemetery when they saw something strange soaring over their heads. They later described it as a brown human being. This was known to be the very first sighting of what would be known years later as Mothman. A few days after the first Mothman sighting in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, a couple saw what they described as a white winged creature standing 6 to 7 feet tall that appeared in front of the car they were in. After this sighting of Mothman, many others began sharing similar experiences of this creature they had seen. Reporters were skeptical, but would still run stories about the man with wings. While there were many sightings, despite minor details, the majority of the population of Point Pleasant all saw the same creature. Mothman was said to be able to fly at insane speeds, up to 100 miles per hour, and was clumsy on the ground. This cryptid would chase down cars, then scuttle into a nearby field and disappear, leaving those that saw it in fear and disbelief. A sighting by 2 young firefighters said they saw a very large bird with red eyes. A local resident of Salem, West Virginia, was watching TV one night and saw some strange patterns on his television, then heard a noise. He walked outside with a flashlight and shined it in the direction of the noise. He reported seeing 2 red eyes resembling bike reflectors looking at him. After this sighting, his dog disappeared. To this day, he believes Mothman took the dog. From the first encounter in 1966, all the way to 1967, there were several sightings of Mothman. The last sighting in West Virginia was December 15, 1967, on the Silver Bridge right before it collapsed, leaving 46 people dead by drowning or by being crushed underneath the wreckage. Many people believe that Mothman caused the bridge to collapse. Upon a bridge inspection, they found that an eye bar at the top of the bridge had cracked, causing a chain to break and a shift of weight on the bridge that led it to collapse. After this news, everyone believed that Mothman had appeared over the bridge as an omen of this tragic event. After the Silver Bridge collapsed, there weren't any sightings of Mothman for decades, until now. Previously, Mothman was thought to only reside in West Virginia. However, lately he has been spotted moving west. There have been sightings reported in Wisconsin and California, which account identical descriptions to the sightings in West Virginia. But what is Mothman? Is it a creature that already exists? Or is it something unexplainable? According to Assistant Professor Dr. Robert L. Smith at West Virginia University, Mothman is simply a sandhill crane. Sandhill cranes stand almost as tall as the average man, and have bright red flesh around their eyes. He speculates that the sandhill crane is deformed due to the location, giving it a more frightening appearance. One of the sightings of Mothman was near a bunker that was once used for manufacturing munitions during the Second World War. It has been suggested that these bunkers have leaked toxic materials into the neighboring wildlife preserve, possibly affecting nearby animals. He suggests Mothman is just a mutated crane. However, those that have seen Mothman have different opinions. Residents of West Virginia are very familiar with the wildlife in the area. They know all the animals in the area, so the chance of Mothman being mistaken for an animal is unlikely. Further, how are people in other parts of the United States describing the same creature? Is Mothman really just a mutated animal? Or is this creature something more than we can imagine? One thing is for certain. If you're ever in West Virginia late at night, keep your eyes on the sky.